Good afternoon guys, and welcome to another vlog. Today is about coming back to me motocross roots again, but it's not going to be about me. I'm going to represent this for the Luton District Motorcycle Club, their motocross events. So without further ado, I will let these guys do the talking and their bikes do the racing. Let's get the bikes going in before they get absolutely filthy. Track's not too bad. There was a bit of rain earlier. It will keep the dust down later in the day, but yeah, it's looking good. Classic bike alert. This is the Evo, Super Evo and Twin Shock class going out for practice. Go full burn. Classic Mako. Here comes Paul Byrne, who I shall be grabbing an interview with later on. I would have to turn around and say it feels strange looking at these and these being classed as Evos, Super Evos, Twin Shocks, etc. Back in the day, a classic bike for us, which would have been sort of Evo-ish, would have been a BSO. That just shows you the era that I was racing back in the 90s. It would have gone back to the bikes of the 60s. These bikes I remember so fondly. Here's a classic Mako coming round. Back when I was racing, I was just talking to Andy Anno earlier, we had to contend with drum brakes. Upside down forks were a thing that weren't even a part of racing then. That there, CR125, I raced one of those in the schoolboys. Pretty much my day was the real evolution of the sport. You went from your twin shocks, you went to mono shocks, from cantilever suspension, etc. Upside down forks, you went from air cooled to water cooled. A major change also went from the old drum brakes, which would clog up on a water-filled track. We went over to disc brakes. Started off with one front disc at the front and a drum brake, sort of around the era of 85, and that progressed to about 87, 88. Front and both ends of the bike with with disc brakes. Here comes Fernie. Said this is only practice. They will be going a lot quicker during the racing. They're just getting a feel for the track. It's been watered, there's been a bit of rain during the morning, so it is a bit tricky in places, and the soil here, it sort of has a clayey feel to it, it clogs up. So after about the first, second race, it's going to sort of naturally fall off the bike, whereas at the moment it's sticking around your chain guards, your sump area, etc. Andy Handel currently sitting 4th. Speaking to me earlier, he turned around and said he'd be happy with a top 10, so that's a great start for him. Simon West coming round on the Yamaha. Still believe it's an American spec bike. Paul Byrne, race head on, looking untouchable today. Classic Mako. These are your twin shocks, your Evos and your Super Evos. Paul Byrne looking very tidy there. He's already won his last race. Going out there pretty much to show off. If you want to see some proper racing, look at the vets at Farley. Paul had a right bar banger with, I think it was Gary Hoptroff. The smell really is intoxicating. I can smell a few of the old Castrollar out there. It gets to you every time. Like a sweet essence. Of course, a lot better than back in the day, the old smell of the cow pack that used to hit you. Classic 80 CR 250. Looks like an 87. Could be 87, could be 86. Pretty much only tell by the seats on them nowadays. Comes another classic Mako. To the Evolution, we went from twin shock, which is one of those, drum brakes, air cooled, to the next level, which was disc brakes, water cooled, the old KTM. Simon West on his Yamaha. classic old bike. We said before, American spec, called Quacker, twin shock. Sort of thing the Fork used to race in his early days. Get themselves ready. It's classic twin shock Evo, Super Evo class. Expect Paul Byrne to go out of that gate like a bullet. Your classic peak Splitfire Honda Jeremy McGrath replica, although that is a 500 by the looks of it. Comes Bird, second place at the moment. Winding up that two-stroke. Simon West having his own little mini battle there. Classic Kawasaki, classic Yamaha, Chesterfield colours, all the thing back in the 90s. CR followed by Mako, followed by another CR. That looks like an 86 CR. Christ, the age of these bikes now does make you feel old. But they're still going. Must be terribly difficult to get the parts for nowadays. Classic old thumper right there. That looks like a bike from possibly the 70s. Husqvarna. Air-cooled Quacker having a bit of trouble over there. The leader comes around, lapping the back markers already. Here comes Byrne, really styling that CR.
One side.
Come on then, Andy, tell us about your air forks.
Okay, they're not great, but what you've got this side is the air, and then you've got a spring on the other side, and you've got to get it set up right as well, because if you don't, it's just hard work. But I think this year, which is 2016. I guess wasn't the great year for the forks, but maybe next year will change it.
And they're supposedly, these are the same sort of upside down forks that I would have had on me Slingshot, me 89.
A bit different now, obviously with the air chamber down there. There's only one spring on one side,
right,
and air on the other side, so it's quite difficult to set up, but you can have a conversion done on one side and put the spring back in, but it's not cheap.
And riding that compared to a two-stroke, better, worse?
Easier.
Easier?
Yeah, they're a lot easier. It's less, I mean, you've got engine braking being four-stroke as well. A lot of people do go to four-stroke and then they'll go back to two-stroke. It's more fun.
Right.
But I bought this and I'm enjoying it. It's good fun.
So you're now classed as a weekend warrior?
Yeah, as we get older it's easier.
Yeah, so they say.
Exactly.
You just don't bounce as well as you used to.
That's right, and the recovery's harder. But no, they're good fun, they're nice to ride. They say the power's instant, but they say a lot of people do prefer the two-stroke. But I've still got the two-stroke and I'll probably ride that at some point later on this year.
You're happy overall with your performance today? You said earlier you wanted a top 10. You come out 4th last time out?
Yeah, had a good start, which was really good. It was got new rubber on for this weekend, so that's helped. The track's well done today.
Yeah.
It's a bit sloppy in practice, but at this track it's got to be wet in practice before it gets good in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So now there should be some good racing.
We shouldn't get any dust today.
Yeah. Had a good start. Was second for a while. They got taken by faster riders, but no, fourth was good. I'm happy with that. And then we'll see what this afternoon brings.
Fantastic. Cheers, mate. Lawrence Wiltshire there, looking composed. Won the first leg. Expecting to have a good ride from him now. These will be your vets, 40 years old and 60 years old. The 50-year-olds, there's so many of them, they've got their own group. Lawrence Wiltshire clearing out a class of his own today, miles ahead of the second place rider already, and we're only on lap 3. Already amongst the back markers. It's just a stroll in the park for him in this group today. Going through him like a hot knife through butter. Effects, 50 years and plus. Andy Antle there, the fine 3rd spot at the moment. Keeping that old bike going shows you don't have to have the most up-to-date bike to keep racing these days. The Evo's the vets class, something for everyone. There's even a trail bike out there at the back at the moment. Come on Andy, a second bud. Keep it going, keep it going. Andy and Simon both together. Stephen Bottoms, your leader goes round. takes the checker flag. And he's under pressure for that second. He hold off the two-stroke. Holds him just to the end. Classic CR250. Easy win last time, mate, easy win.
Get too old.
made the whole demographics of the racing totally different. Your front end's likely to wash out, your back end's getting a bit skittish, but they're still giving it what they got. Go on, Andy. Meal Bruce, tell us a bit about yourself, the club, etc.
Okay, I'm Bruce, 57, still racing at the vets, member of Luton. Yeah, come all the way 2/3 today.
You enjoying it?
Yeah.
Definitely a weekend warrior.
Definitely.
See, now I can't race anymore because I broke my back, but I would be in your class because I'm now 51.
Ah, right, okay.
So,
yeah.
but what bike you got?
KCM 350.
Yeah, 4-stroke?
Yeah.
Yeah, not like the old thumpers like we used to have.
I've got a KTM 250
Yeah.
and a KTM 500 Evo.
Yeah, I mean, back in our day, Evos would be classed as probably BSAs. So your 90s, you'd certainly around looking back at the 60s.
Yeah.
But the thumpers at that time, you were looking at ATKs, the old Huskies, and some of the KTMs. So would you prefer out of the two? How'd you prefer out of 2-stroke and 4-stroke?
4-stroke.
Yeah? Surprised me. A lot of people, a lot of the guys are sort of.
You know, I like riding the 2-stroke. It's really good fun, but they're really unreliable. And 4-strokes are easy to ride.
Electric start. Electric start on it.
Electric start.
Oh, that's cheating, that is.
It's all there for you.
Here with Paul Byrne. Tell us all things Luton Motocross Club.
Yeah, so the club is run by volunteers. We have a track team which do pretty much every other weekend down here, get the track ready and everything. Then we have the other side of the committee who run it on the day. And like I say, the club's been going since, I think it's 102 years now.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, yeah, so it's got quite a good history with the club and that. So yeah, it's just, we're every 4 weeks from March to October.
And this is your home base now?
Yeah, it's my sort of local. So,
and
yeah.
the club's based here, and this is where they do all their meetings?
Yeah, just a club, just one club, just our own track.
So it used to be Houghton Conquest?
It used to be Houghton Conquest, and then come over here about 1997, 98, and then yeah, went from there. We've been here since, so I've been with this lot probably about the last 5 years.
Fantastic. So what is your motocross story?
My story is my dad used to do it, so he used to be with the Milton Keynes Club, which was like
that would have been my lot, yeah.
And then when he was racing, I used to be on the Pee-wees. Like now, probably I'll be going around that field down there,
causing havoc in the pits and what have you. Yeah.
Going around donuts and that, and then my dad stopped, let me race, and then I come with schoolboys. Then got to adults, the British Championship, and then went from there to AMCA, which is the high end of amateur racing. Raced in Europe for 3-4 years, and then done championship stuff, and then sort of slowly age and family and everything commitments.
So you class yourself more as a weekend warrior now?
Yeah, weekend warrior now.
Yeah.
Just enjoy what it is.
Fantastic. Right, so tell us about your bikes and your gear, what you've got.
So I've got a modern bike and an Evo bike. So a modern bike, a KTM 350. So I race that most weekends. Evo bike, exactly this one here. So it's 1995. So this is my first adult bike. So looking back a few memories, good memories of that. Believe it or not, I used to be back here in 95 racing around here for the experts points on one of these. So I've done too many on these because the parts are not readily available. So you have to.
Would you prefer the two?
They're all in one group. This,
yeah.
The old bike, good memories, and then modern stuff. I use modern bike.
More user friendly nowadays?
Yeah, more user friendly. Obviously, the bike lasts a bit longer. I'll do these less mechanical. Yeah, enjoy both. To be fair, that's what I'm both for today.
So Lawrence, pretty much cleaned up today?
Yeah, I did alright, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it was a good day. Track rode really well. I've got a new bike, which I love, so that helped. And yeah, it was a good day, enjoyable.
Been with the club long?
Do you know, I first rode here, I think, like nearly 20 years ago, when I was doing it, you know, properly.
Yeah.
And then I had like 18 years off motocross, and came back and said that I've ridden here for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, something like that. So I've probably ridden here about 10, 12 times, something like that.
Good as it used to be?
Yeah, well, it's harder physically, but I'd say the track's better than it was back then. So yeah, it's really good.
I mean, my belief now is sort of, because I'm coming back and watching, is trying to get people to come and spectate. I mean, this is a sport where the spectators, the fans, etc., they can come along, they can watch it. They're only paying £6. What's your view on sort of the sport itself?
Yeah, well, like you say, there's not many things you can go and do with the family. Kids are free, and it's, you know, £6 to get in. We had a kid come around earlier, and he sat on my bike for the first time. First time he ever sat on a motocross bike, you know, and he loved it. And he's then pestering his dad to get a bike. So, you know, it's a nice day out, a bit of fresh air, watch some racing, see some cool bikes, and then, you know, maybe that will become the sport of the future that they choose to do. So yeah, it's cool.
Let's just hope so. Thank you very much, buddy. Hope you guys enjoyed today's action. I shall certainly be making it back again for another race meeting. Next time, I'm not going to be vlogging or filming, etc. I've decided to give a bit more back to the club by doing some marshalling for the day. And there's a fee that comes with marshalling, and I will be donating that to probably, on my opinion, what the best bikes of the day are, from maybe the vintage, twin shocks, etc. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you in movies. Bye.